So, what is the actual best base? Because, it was Jan Measley or something. Yeah, it was Jan Measley, I think. So Jan Measley thinks that it's base 10. So now, to find out what the actual base is, that person thinks that it's base 6. So now to find out what the actual best base is, we're going to need to go through all the bases. And of course, it's going to be too much, so we're only going to go through the ones which really matter. So let's start off with our good old friend, base 10. Which, for a lot of you, this might be your friend, but to me, this is literally the enemy. So yeah, no more base 10. Base 10 is really bad. But let me explain how base 10 is bad. So for example, the factors. So the factors of base 10 is 1, 2, 5, and deck. So 1, 2, 5, and deck. Or should I say 1, 2, 5, and 1 if 4. Or should I say 1, 1, 0, 1, 0, 1, and 1, 0, 1, 0. So yeah, those are all the same number in different bases. And as you can see, they look very different. Binary is extremely long. So base 10, it's terrible because the factors of it is only 4. Literally 4. Only 4. Or I guess only 1, 0, 0, but that's not 100. That's binary. So, yeah. It ain't that useful, really. Base 10 is very useless, but even though that a lot of people use it, mainly just because of the French. Yes, the French. So now, I know you like your baguettes, but still, the French did this. The French made us use this absolutely horrible number system. So, you see, the French had the decision to make everyone keep on using something kind of similar to base 12 that would most likely evolve into something that's more similar to base 12. Or the French could change everything and revolutionize the way that we use stuff by making a terrible decision, which is terrible things. And they revolutionized it by revolutionizing it that it becomes bad. Look, just the French created the problem. So now we use base 10 and it's terrible. So to fix that problem, what base can we use? Like seriously, what base? So to answer that question, we're going to need to go through some bases. So let's start off with base 12. So now, base 12 it's a great base because these are all of the factors. And it's so many that it almost didn't fit on my screen. So yeah, base 12 is great because these are all the factors. And look, it even goes 1, 2, 3, 4. Nobody cares about 5, 6. And then double that to 12. Because nobody cares about the rest, right? I care about 8, but we'll get to that later. So yeah, base 12, it's a great number system, and that's why a ton of people, they basically just say that we should all just use base 12, which I might agree with them there. But the thing is, with base 12, it kind of has one major problem. You see, in base 12, there's 12 digits. So instead of going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, instead you would go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, something, something. But nobody really knows what actually goes here. Because, some people think that the one thing goes there, some people think that another thing goes there. Some people think that T and E go there. Which, those two things, I would say, they aren't really that good. So you shouldn't really be using T and E because those are Latin letters. But who am I to say? But even though this is Latin letters, I can't think of anything that's better. Like, well, what we could do, that we could just make two completely new letters. Use these, but the thing is, these are both typable. Like, just look. I can type both. Wait, no. Just look right here. See, I can type both of these. So these are both typable. And also, in some languages, both of these are letters. And in English, only one of those is letters. So it kind of is confusing, but it's the best thing that we can do, really. And so most people just think that this X and this 3. But this is backwards. And if you watched my video about the alphabet 7, then you might recognize both of these two things. So yeah, and also most of the time, the X is actually written like this, and the backwards 3 is just written the exact same way that I just showed it. So most of the time it's written like this. So yeah, it's kind of confusing. So yeah. But it's a great base after all. So I would say people should start using base 12. So is that the best base? Well, I would say we can get better than that. Well, I would say we can get better than that. So let's start off with going a bit below 10 instead of going higher. So let me introduce you to Senary or Sexamal. So now Senary or Sexamal, before I actually talk about this, let me just say something. You see, this name Senary I like better than Sexamal, but I also like Sexamal more than Senary. So it's just like the name Sexamal just sounds way more better and looks so much cooler than Senary. So I would say it should be called Sexamal, but there's one big problem. Remove the imo, and then and now that we remove the imo, now it's literally a bad word, and I have to censor this. Well, I should probably just remove that. Now it's not there. So yeah, Senary is literally just the best thing to use. Otherwise, swear problem. So yeah. So in this video, we're just not going to use the other one, and we're just going to use Senary whenever we're talking about base 6. We'll use Senary or base 6. So base 6, it's basically like the equivalent of using base 10, basically. So let me explain. So these are the factors of 6. And let me show you the factors of 10. Well, I just feel like that because I'm drawing both of these, I'm going to have to go and draw multiple of bases. Never mind, I won't do that. So yeah, these look a lot alike. Now let me just squish them down so it's a bit easier for you to understand. And now watch. 1, 1, 2, 4. Just replacing the 3 and 10. They're basically just the exact same. Like, if you want to use base 6, then, I mean, that's fine, because, that's fine on you, because, well, it kind of makes sense, because 1, 2, wait, no, why is this black? 1, 2, 3, no, 1, 2, 3, 6. So we're just moving over 5. Just like in base 10. Wait, no. Why is this a 4? This is meant to be a 5. I'm very dumb. So yeah, using base 6 is just like the equivalent of just using base 10, but just a slightly bit better. But the thing is, so 6 times 6, Senary is 1 Unexian, I think. And it's equal to 36. Now, 72 is equal to 2 Unexian. Are you getting the problem here? Numbers just get way too big, way too fast. So now let's go a bit down, so we see another big problem with binary. Now binary, why we use binary? Because, well, 2 factors. Only 2. Only literally 2. Like, there's only 2 factors with binary. Like, literally just only 2. Now, if it's only 2 factors, then why use it? And also, because base 2 is such a small number, as you saw from, like, those numbers in binary number, they just get way too fast, way too quick. So it is a binary, binary. So, then, that leads us to the question, what's the best base? Well then, let me introduce you to a base called base 16. So base 16, it's not base 24. It's not at all. So base 16 is so there's 16 numbers, and base 16. So let me show you the factors of 16. 1, 2, 4, 8, 16. Wait, let me just get the factors of 12. This base seems to be worse than base 12. So, yeah, I don't think we should really be using this at all. So first, let me explain to you why knowing what the factors of a number. Okay, so let me tell you why knowing what the factors of a number are is important. Let me just tell you why that's important. So, well, let's say that you were counting. So you see, if you're counting by 4s in base 10, then the pattern goes like 4, 8, 6, 4, 8, 2, 6, 0, and then it just repeats. So there's 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, 28, and then 32, and it just repeats. Now this might not seem that hard to memorize, but you see, when children are learning this, why am I in calendar? It might be a bit hard to memorize at first. So you see, let's see what counting in 4s will look like in base 12. Wow, this is just much more short. Yeah, this is literally the full cycle. It's 4, 8, it's literally just 4, 8, 10, 4, 8, 10, because it's 4, 8, 10, 14, 18, 20, 24, 28, 30, 34, 38, 40, 44, 48, 50, 54, 58, 60. You see, I don't even have the 4 times table in decimal memorized. But just because of this sequence, it was just so simple to just say it. And this will make counting and multiplication and so much more stuff for children. And even for adults, it'll just make it all just so much more simpler and easier to do. Now let's see what it looks like in hexadecimal. And because 16 is another factor, and because 16 can be divided by 4, and 16 has a factor of 4, counting in 4 in the hexadecimal, aka base 16, will be easy. So it's just 4, 8, 11. Yeah, this letter is literally just called Clevin. That might sound like 11, but it's Clevin, not 11. Clevin 10. Or I think that's a hex. I think instead. I don't know really. Also in decimal, instead of 10 or 20, it's do and 2 do. Anyway, so like it's 4, 8. I'm just gonna replace the hex with or something like that with 10 because English is weird. So 4, 8, 11, 10, 14, 18, 17, 20, 24, 28, 20, 11. And you get the given, right? So yeah. That's why factors are important. So now what base could be better than all of these bases combined, basically? Well, let me introduce you to a base called base 20. Wait. Why does it keep on changing from base 24 to base 20? Like base 20 and base 16, they weren't even meant to be in here, but they just appear out of nowhere. Okay, now let me actually show you the best base. Base? What even is this? What even is it? 192.828? No, this is literally the worst base. Okay, now let me show you the actual best base. It's called... Yo, why are you there? Did it say worst or did it say best? Well, it doesn't matter because this is base 10. And this might seem like it's the worst, but we can all agree that binary was even worse. So, anyways, we'll just show you a base. Oh my hand is terrible. Base, why are you so big? Base 24. Yes, let's go. I can finally say it. So base 24 is the best base because, well, let me show you the factors of 24. Now, these are all the factors, and they're so big, and there's so many of them that they almost didn't fit on my screen. Now, these are all the factors of base 24, and these are all the factors of base, these are all the factors of base 12. So now, base 24 has two factors that base 12 doesn't have. Double is 2 better. Or I guess basically just less than 200% better. But still, base 24 is the best base. Or should I say... wait. What did I even say? Well, base 10. This is not the decimal base 10. This is the quadravigesimal. Why is this white? Quadravigesimal. Yes, quadravigesimal. You see, this is just such a long name. And this is all Decimal's fault. Yes, you, Decimal. This is all your fault. Yeah, you are bad. Bad, Decimal. Bad, Decimal. You're doing a bad job. Like, just look at this quadravigesimal. Like, that's such a long name. So, yeah. No, not calendar. So, yeah, base 24 is best base because most factors. So, yeah, base 24 is the best base. And, yeah, that's basically, like, gonna be, like, the end of the video. If you want to know, like, any more about it, then just know, you might be seeing that in, like, a future video, but right now, all I'm going to tell you is 10 equals flex in, well, it's just, like, stuff in, quadravigesimal or something. I'm just going to call it 24mal, or should I say fleximal. I'm just going to call it fleximal. So, 10 equals flex, 100 equals dab, and 1000 is equal to sus. Don't ask me why. So yeah, bye.